everybody, welcome to a new episode of Brick Buzz. Today we're going to talk about off-plan and ready properties, and Mr. Asim is going to give you more information about the same. What do you think? Which one is better to buy, an off-plan or a ready property?
Well, we can have a lot of discussion on that answer, actually. With first and foremost, that is the first question any new buyer which is coming in the market, they ask this question: should we go for a ready property, should we go for an off-plan property, and which one would be better for us, and how we can maximize our, I would say, bang for buck, or we can maximize the profits that we can make from purchase of that said property. So the first and foremost point is the availability of funds.
Yes.
How much funds do you have? Off-plan properties, you have to pay a certain amount as down payment, and then the whole amount is distributed among a subsequent period of time, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Some properties and some projects have payment plans which go beyond the completion. So you have post-completion payment plans as well.
Yes.
So that is the first step. If you have funds available that you can purchase a ready property, then you can go for it. Or if you are constrained by the amount of funds that are readily available now, then you can go for an off-plan property. The second point is the return on investment versus the return of investment. If you buy a off-plan property, imagine you're buying an off-plan property. The payment you have to do within 3 to 5 years.
Yes.
Within that, you will not get any returns.
Exactly.
However, since you're buying a unit which is just being released, and you're buying at a base price from the developer, the return of investment, that is the difference between buying and selling, you'll have more.
Yes.
And if you're buying a ready property, then what happens is that you're buying at a premium price. Somebody had envisaged the whole project when there was nothing on ground. They went ahead, they purchased it, and after a subsequent period of time, now they are selling it.
Yes.
So if a property was launched at, for example, at 1.78 or 1.8 million dirhams, once it's completed and it's already either being occupied by the owner or a tenant, and they sell it after 2 to 3 years, the price that they're going to sell it is not going to be the same
It's going to be
higher.
Yes.
Under normal market situations, it's going to be higher. So once it's going to be higher, that means that they would receive a certain amount of dividend back, and your purchase price is not going to be the same at which the developer sold it in the initial stage. So that's the difference, right? Is it clear?
Yes.
Can I ask you to do the math on it?
No, I think you're better at it.
Okay. The third point is the new versus old projects and properties. For example, if you're going to buy a property, for example, Greens in Dubai. Greens was launched way back in time.
Yes.
Now, those properties are getting a bit older. I would not say old, because they're not that old, that 50 years or 60 years, so there's nothing like that. But still, the new projects that are just now coming up are better planned. They have a facility of smart homes, smart appliances built into them. So you have to consider that.
Different upgrades, like in the
different upgrades as well. Yes. Okay. So next point is the risk factor. So if you're going to buy a ready property, then there's no risk involved. The property is already there. It's either being occupied by a tenant or by the owner, and then you can go ahead and you can purchase the unit, and you can make utilization of that unit from the next day the property is transferred in your name, right? Whereas if you talk about an off-plan unit, then there is a certain amount of delivery period involvement to it, right? There is a certain amount of risk involvement to it. Now, the problem comes whether the project, if there is a global turndown or global meltdown, or there's a downturn in the economy, the project can be slowed. I don't think now there is a chance of very many projects being cancelled, because Dubai government has placed a lot of checks and balances on the system. and it's pretty credible now. It's very credible, I would say. However, there has been instances where some of the projects have been cancelled or delayed, but that is all the more reason why you need to choose a business partner like us, and if you want to have more risk, then a business partner like Angela to consult and seek projects and developers who are credible, who have a market presence, who know the game inside out, and who have been in the market over a considerable period of time and delivering each project in a timely manner. The next is the choice of the unit and the choice of location. So for example, if you are looking for downtown, I don't think there are not many new projects that can come in downtown. It's pretty much saturated. But there are areas where you can actually get now off-plan projects. Downtown, there might be one or two, but that's not a whole plethora of projects that are going to come in downtown. It's pretty much saturated. Then the choice of unit.
Yes, that's very important.
If, for example, you want to buy a certain unit, if you want to buy a penthouse in a building, and certain buildings have this one penthouse, once the off-plan project is launched, then you have the choice of selecting that unit. Or for example, if a project or a property has a sea view, if a building, there are certain units that have sea view.
The location.
The view, the location. So,
closer to the...
in off-plan projects, they would be considerable.
Yes.
And in an on-plan project, they are not considerable. The layout and finishes, the next point is.
Yes.
So now Dubai is developing each day, and the construction methodology is also evolving. Now smart homes are coming in, smart features in homes are coming in. So all those furniture, the finishing, all those things are going to be more available in the newer projects rather than in the older projects. If you buy an off-plan property, layout, the best price you can get on an off-plan project, that is again a very significant factor, and you may or you may not be able to get the same if you buy a ready unit. Not saying that you will, but for example, if you want a certain unit, if you want a certain villa in a community at a certain location, there may be a chance that that particular villa, if you're very lucky, like Angela, unlike me, if you're very lucky like her, you will get that. And however, there are chances that that might not be available. The last point that I would like to make is just don't fall for the marketing tactics that are being used out there. A lot of credible developers are not using there, but a few of the developers, they still go for that marketing tactics, and Angela is the one who always falls for it, that you will get this free, you'll get a Dubai tour free, and this is going to be put in this. Everything and anything that you're going to pay for, and anything which is promised to you for free, at one point in time you're going to pay for it.
Yes.
So you should be aware
of
hidden
it. Charges.
I wouldn't say hidden charges, just smart marketing.
Yes.
But again, going through credible business partners, I would consider us to be credible and mentally sound business partners, and we can guide you through the steps. We always guide our clients and customers through all the steps, and looking at the core values and the core areas where we can get the maximum bang for the buck, right?
Yes.
That in a nutshell is the basic difference. There are a lot of other things that you need to consider, and I think we need to have more time in order to have a deeper conversation into exactly the differences. Each and every difference has many other sub differences. But Angela, looking at your face, I don't think you will be able to go through any more in this episode, right?
No, actually, I wanted to ask you, what would you choose, an off-plan or a ready property?
Again, depends. I would say again depends on the project, on the location, whatever is available, both are credible options.
Yes.
There's no right answer to it. You understand my point?
Yes.
There's no right answer. The answer that best fits your need might not be the same that would fit my need.
Yes.
So there always has to be taking into consideration the client and their requirements and the finances. So it's not just when a client walks in, you have to shove a property down their throat.
Yes.
That you are here, buy this, buy this, buy this. It doesn't work like that. The first thing I think we need to do as a real estate professionals is to sit across the table with them and ask them their needs. Try and understand what do they actually want, and then go back, carry out our due diligence, come back to the client and offer them what is specifically designed for them. Can you do that, Angela?
Of course.
Seriously? Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing all that information and knowledge about off-plan and ready properties.
You're most welcome.
Thank you all for watching. See you in the next episode.